Township.
I was going to be there.
January 22nd, 2015. Members present: Baylees.
Yes.
Foriello.
Yes.
Valari.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act by mailing schedule of the Township Committee to the Express Times and North Star Ledger newspaper, posting a copy on the Township Bulletin Board, filing a copy with the Township Clerk, and also posted on the Township website.
Okay, can I have a motion to go into executive session and cover contract negotiations, police department reviews, shared services court, shared services police, PBA contract, pending litigation, Warren County Prosecutor's Office appeal, COA housing credit.
I'll make that
Second.
motion.
Comment? Roll call?
Baylees.
Yes.
Foriello.
Yes.
Valari.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes. This doesn't need to be in here?
PBA off.
Bring her in.
No.
No. Oh, I don't know. No, don't do that.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not calling her.
Do we need to open the door?
We need to open the door and have people come in.
But we're going to go right back out.
Well,
Just
Is
go
there
in and
anybody
out.
out there? What
No,
is
just
this?
go in and out.
we're going to do it by
guys.
the book today. Because this is, I don't want anyone coming after me for, no, you didn't.
Hire a CFO correctly.
Just let them know.
Yeah. This is good having this here. Is it fresh? Have you,
Yeah, I said I wanted to tell you.
are you sure it's fresh?
Yes, Kim promised me.
It doesn't smell that bad. Slowly?
Stan Crowder.
Oh, good.
Diane.
Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
You might as well just stand there.
It's okay.
Okay. Motion to come out of executive session to reopen the meeting to the public.
Motion.
Second.
Baylees.
Yes.
Foriello.
Yes.
Valari.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Yes. Can I have a motion to go into executive session to discuss the CFO position?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Baylees.
Yes.
Foriello. Valari.
Yes.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Warren County a lot these days, huh? You've been in Warren County a lot.
Yes, TI's on.
Holy shit.
Can somebody go and fix the blind?
Fix the blind. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Do it by ripping them
Oh,
down.
Tom, I can see the red
Just
laser
rip
coming
it
in.
down, we hate these blinds.
We have to get new ones this year.
Seems almost deliberate. Was anybody opening the
They
window?
call ADP to get software crossovers
Hmm.
stuff going.
Where do all these motions fall on my agenda?
As soon as we come out of the meeting after we divide the office, before we can pay the bills.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, I didn't know.
All right, payment of bills, right before payment of bills.
If that's the case.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
So is it executive or no?
No.
No, okay.
No. Your motion.
Motion to come out of executive session?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Baylees.
Yes.
Foriello.
Yes.
Valari.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes. Flag salute?
You have to read the,
Open Public Meetings Act.
Oh, you did that before?
Flag salute.
Okay.
Flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We got
covered?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oath of office for, we need a motion for this, for
Yes.
township attorney?
Yeah,
We've already appointed.
him and everything.
Okay.
Angela, please, could you pass on the Bible?
Frank, we didn't do it.
Oh.
Would you like to do it?
I, Frank Fernandez, solemnly swear and affirm to the Constitution of the United States.
Questions about the bill?
You could do her first. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Sedano.
Congratulations, Frank. The school payment? Where's the power for the bill?
I spoke with
The right.
Okay, we're going to go through 7 motions coming out of executive session. I need a motion to authorize engineer Mike Finelli to draft a response letter to Hatchmont
McDonald.
McDonald regarding the I&I study.
Make the motion.
Second.
Is he here? He isn't.
No, he's not here. Discussion, roll call?
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordell?
Yes.
Florrie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Oh, Mike, you just missed it. I hope you heard it.
We'll fill you in. It's okay, go ahead.
Yeah. We'll bring you up to speed. Motion to authorize Joe Pryor, our special sewer engineer, to continue with I&I study and produce necessary documentation for Attorney Brent Carney.
Motion.
Second.
Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordell?
Yes.
Florrie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Okay, I need a motion.
Adams?
Yes. Not used to that. Need a motion authorizing township attorney to, this is regarding Warren County Prosecutor's Office. I need the actual wording of the motion for that. To continue defending Greenwich Township?
I'll make a motion authorizing Township Attorney to continue to defend Greenwich Township relative to the tortious interference of the Warren County Prosecutor's Office, consistent with the terms discussed in executive session.
Second.
Comment? Roll call?
Yes.
Cordell?
Absolutely, yes.
Florrie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Without a doubt, yes.
Adams?
Without a doubt. Absolutely, yes. Authorize, I need a motion to authorize township attorney to proceed with lead candidate consistent with the terms discussed in executive session regarding the police operational review.
Motion.
Second.
Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordell?
Yes.
Florrie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Do you have to name the candidate?
No.
No.
Good enough for you, Frank? Okay.
They got from the committee, 118 committee.
On the committee.
Motion to form an investigation of operations committee according to 118 of the police department, to be consisted of Tom Colari, Joe Torriello, and the lead candidate that we just discussed.
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordell?
Yes.
Florrie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. I need a motion to hire Joan Garrett as temporary CFO at an hourly rate of $48 an hour, and we'll fix the hours based upon a time and motion study.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Florrie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes. You skipped me, so that's okay.
You want to start that again?
Page.
Yes.
Torriello.
Yes.
Valari.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes. Welcome to Greenwich Township.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Looking forward to working with you.
That is absolutely fine. Thank you for coming up. I know it was a big commute for you. Same here.
Us as
Yep.
well.
Same here.
Welcome.
You take care. Safe drive.
Bye-bye now.
And one final motion to authorize the mayor to terminate the current agreement with our current temporary CFO in accordance with Bob Morrison, our auditor, and current new CFO's recommendations.
I'll make the motion.
In essence, if we need to cut her to the end of February, contract short.
Oh, okay. I thought we were not doing that till February, till the February next meeting. That we were holding off on. No? So based on the,
Too much. Let me back up.
yeah,
Okay. So I'm going to have a conversation with Frank with regards to where current temporary CFO is at with all of her deliverables.
oh, okay.
According to him,
Okay.
she's done. She's really done.
Okay.
And I don't want to say done, but he hasn't reviewed her
Completed,
files.
okay.
So she's completed, Bob needs to verify. Based upon that,
Okay.
there's no need to have her here, and I know she's
Well,
itching
yeah.
to get started with her new position.
Okay, so I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Joe made it.
Second.
Yeah. Further comment or discussion? Roll call.
Bailey.
Yes.
Torriello.
Yes.
Valari.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes. Yes, there is. Oh, I did. Those are the first two.
Okay.
The letter from Mike to authorize
Oh, okay.
and Joe to continue.
Okay.
Okay, payment of bills. Let's table that.
I have some questions.
Yeah, we'll need to remove a
Okay.
couple things from
I
there.
want to pull this one too.
And there's some that I think are taken out of the wrong pocketbook. So,
It's the new CFO's issue.
Welcome aboard.
Here. Good thing she left. Okay, so we'll table the payment of bills. Motion to accept monthly reports from the police and DPW departments.
make the motion. The DPW report in here, I didn't see it.
It's in section 3. I'll add a comment when somebody seconds.
Very nice with the calendar.
Next.
Is there a second for that?
Yeah, I'll second it, and I just wanted to add a comment.
Comment? Yeah, I want to make a comment. I
So
really...
you both can make comments.
Okay.
I just wanted, to let you know what I did, what I did with DPW last week. I sat with John Howell and Joe Maxey to just review, basically consolidate the manual calendar system that they had with all the handwritings and the little boxes and things like that, to sort of upgrade it to a more technology-based system for easy reporting, since that we've asked them to report on a little bit more structured basis. So I created an Excel spreadsheet in there and captured all those items to just sort of start to report out the manpower capacities, and also some extra, snow removal spreadsheets and things like that to add on. So I gave them some brief training on it, loaded it up on the desktop, gave them some, idea, and it looks like, they're doing it the way I set it up. So Joe's here, I appreciate that.
Nicely
Looks
done.
good, nicely.
Both of you.
Very nice.
This was really, really, really nice.
Very comprehensive.
I did ask them to go back, I guess, to the beginning of the year, and they've done that. So at least we can capture now everything, all the manpower capacity for DPW for a year, for a snapshot, so we can start doing projections after this year.
That's great.
I like it.
That's great.
Any other comment?
So we're in comment. No, my comment was really, Tom, I think you did a great job in laying this out and actually sitting with these guys and doing that. So kudos to you and Joe for making sure that this is getting carried out. So, roll call.
What, okay.
Oh, comment?
I just have one question. Where are the court reports? Are we getting any of those? Cindy?
It's in the transcripts.
Oh, you did put it in
Yes.
there?
I'll ask for the status.
But we're not established there yet, but she's been handling all of the courts, so there should be some sort of court reporting being
Are they
done?
capturing it?
Okay, okay. Okay, can we
Yeah.
make some notes on that, because she's
Right.
been doing this since September, and I want to make sure that what they're doing is jiving financially.
Actually, what I would like is, if there's a way for her to come for the next meeting, I would like to discuss with her some of the preliminary findings that she has identified already in her review, not only in terms of some of the deficiencies, but also some of the discrepancies that may need to be discussed in executive session. But I think it's important that she come and provide to the Township Committee some of the findings that from what I've heard, is disturbing. So I'd like to follow up with that.
Okay, so,
Roll call.
any more comments? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordero?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Yes. Motion to accept minutes from December 18th, 2014.
I'll make the motion.
I will second. Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordero?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Some people were not here for some minutes, so who knows which meetings they were not here on?
is only the first one.
She said for December.
It's just December 18th.
Oh, we're just going one at a time?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I wanted to
I thought it
separate
was
them out.
grouping. Okay.
Okay.
I thought we were doing them all. Okay.
Bailey said yes, Cordero said yes, Lauren?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes?
Yes. Okay, yeah, I'll do them individually, because not all of us were here.
No, they have to have been here to
You can just abstain.
abstain.
Yeah. Motion to accept December
Two.
30th,
Yep.
2014 minutes.
No, but it's like Toriello was. No, they didn't miss any of these.
You didn't know there was a meeting. Okay. Motion out on the table, who's going to second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
You abstain.
Cordero?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Yes. Motion to accept January 1st, 2015 minutes.
Motion.
I'll second.
Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Abstain.
Cordero?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Yes. And motion to accept January 8th, 2015 minutes.
So you need to amend that.
Right.
January 1st was as amended. Did I flip it? So the January 1st was as amended for Donna Snyder's name.
Yes,
Was
that's
it
changed.
correct?
That's
It's-
changed in your minutes in your approval.
Okay, good. So now I put a motion out, or I'll ask for a motion to accept the minutes for January 8th, 2015.
Motion.
I'll second. Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Cordero?
Abstain.
Lauren?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Yes.
Kim, just check the,
Any more?
December 30th.
Yeah, I gotta amend that.
As to who was here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe was there and you have it listed not. I wasn't there and I didn't
Well,
know
no,
it was the
you
30th.
got
so I
me
need to
listed in
amend
the
mine,
voting.
but I abstained. The 30th.
It's the
Yeah.
30th.
I think I was here on
Look at the
Yeah,
attendance.
you need
Look
to
at the
amend the
attendance.
30th
Okay.
up top. I
So
see
even when we
it.
do them in between.
I see I'm listed on the roll
Yeah.
call and voting, but up top you have me listed.
here on the 30th?
Right. I
That's
was
incorrect.
absent, so I didn't hear the date you were.
So can I have a motion to rescind the vote adopting the minutes of December 30th?
Make the motion.
A second.
Comment? Roll call.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yes.
You make mistakes.
Cordero?
Yes.
Lauren?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Yes. Motion to accept December 30th, 2014 minutes.
Motion?
As amended.
As amended.
I'll second.
Bailey?
Yes.
Morales?
Yes.
Laurie?
Abstain.
Miliani?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
All right, now that we're going by the rule book.
Thank you, everyone, for getting me through. No, for the record, we're almost on time. This is great.
Yeah.
Resolutions, Kim, I'm going to hold that off until Elaine's section.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a-
Good. Motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
For agenda topics?
So at this time, public is welcome to come up to discuss comments or
Agenda.
public comment on agenda items only.
Terry Hill, 529 Main Street School. Agenda items specifically regarding events. I noticed that the videos haven't been posted on the website since November 20th. They used to get posted like within a week.
They should be posted within 24 hours, actually.
24 hours.
Right.
I just checked it before I came here. I want to make sure I wasn't incorrect. And the last one that comes up is November 20th.
Okay, thank you. We'll
Follow
look
up
into
on
that.
So are we
Thanks,
not
Gary.
leaving it on so that the webmaster
I
can...
can check with Cindy tomorrow. I know this new machine, I'm
Yep.
not sure 100% if she's involved.
Yeah, we need,
Okay.
we need to have that.
When do we install
The
the new
court
machine?
couldn't access it, so I'm sure Cindy got knocked down.
You think she got bumped out of it?
Yep.
So,
When do we install the new machine?
The new machine
First week in
for the
December.
18th meeting.
yeah.
So it's right around late
If-
November, early
If he
December.
had the 20th was the last one, then the next one was the 18th meeting.
That's the
So
transition
the
time, so
meeting
something
that-
got dropped there.
So
Yeah.
let's get,
Something about,
Yeah,
let's get them up by
I'll
tomorrow.
call her.
Thanks,
Thanks.
It may be a Jeff Jewell issue as well.
It may be
For
Cindy.
connecting in with ADP, we had to block things. Okay, thank you, Gary. Any other comment?
John Gardner, 1141 Monroe Drive, and my wife Meg Gardner, 1141 Monroe Drive, with Stephen Mitchell and Joe Mitchell from 1136 Monroe Drive. On the agenda tonight was the Monroe Drive abandoned property. There seems to be a problem that might be just not on Monroe Drive, but other parts of the township. On Monroe Drive, there's one house that I know that is a rental, and it's been in disgrace with garbage, and there's another house that apparently nobody's living in. We contacted our homeowners association, and we asked them to do things, and they said, well, they've contacted the town, and the town's not doing anything, and our homeowners association is telling us that it's a town problem. So where do we stand with these problems that we're having as far as garbage that hasn't been picked up in 2 weeks, the ones that haven't been cut sometimes for a month at a time? Is that something that the zoning officer handles, or does our homeowners association?
Typically during public comment, we let folks comment and we don't engage in a back and forth, but on this one,
I think we can make an
I
exception.
choose to.
I think I want to violate the rule because
Violate it.
this has been an ongoing issue that we've been working through with the township at least for the last 3 years, and it's not an easy issue in terms of we started out with some abandoned properties that we were looking to have condemned and then raised, and we realized in the process in doing it that our ordinances were not current. We had to have, for example, a doctor on part of the Board of Health in order to even do it, right, Michael? And then, so we had to amend the ordinances, which required rewriting ordinances, a first hearing, a public hearing. We did that, so we cleaned up our ordinances. Then we had to convene a Board of Health committee, and there's a whole process in going through it. The last step that we took was, I guess it was in December, our December 18th meeting, we talked about the creation of a new position that would, in large part, be created just for these issues, because there is a town-wide problem. It's not just on one or two streets. It's in every neighborhood. And I'm sorry, Frank, the proposed title of is a property maintenance official,
Act as an enforcer.
Will act as an enforcer to go out. But there's different levels and there's different issues in terms of, for example, on some of the abandoned homes that are not safe, that process might look different than the rental you're describing in terms of where people are living in it. There's a certificate of occupancy where it's a nuisance from the eye, but not necessarily rodent infestation or a health and safety issue. There's other homes with collapsed pools that we have to go in and take care of for safety. So, just from a 10,000-foot level, the way that the township can handle these types of issues depends. With some, it may be working through the health department and the ordinance process to have a home condemned and raised. In other situations, it's having the public's property maintenance official issue a fine, that the township can issue a fine to the homeowner to cause them to do certain things. There are other issues where, at least you're in a unique situation because you have a homeowners association. So you have an added, and I don't have the bylaws of your homeowners association, but
Greenwich Chase?
Yeah, but I've been in a homeowners association. Your homeowners association can also be empowered, I'm sure, to levy their own fines on top of it, and to undertake remediation separate and apart, to send people in to, because that's what you pay a monthly fee for this.
And Joe,
so
can I interject on that?
Yeah.
And I spoke to Dave Barretto, our zoning officer, and he recollects when the proposal was made by Toll Brothers to initiate the association, and I think part of the selling point was that, hey, allow us to have it because we're gonna keep this stuff off the township's plate. We're gonna keep this stuff. We're gonna police our own environment. We're charging this fee, and we're gonna keep these violations under wraps, so that it won't be a township issue. So, I mean, you do, like Joe said, you do have an extra layer, and I would suggest that you.
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And as taxpayers,
Right.
14 years ago, our homeowners association said they went to the zoning officer, and the zoning officer threw it back in our homeowners association with whack. Now, if we're paying taxes, shouldn't we have the right to go to the zoning officer, or if there's a property maintenance code,
Absolutely.
step in?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why are they telling our homeowners association, when we make our complaints to,
I don't know that was
he's not
even
getting
said.
involved?
Yeah.
And that's only secondhand.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what's coming up.
Right, well, you've been given incorrect information, because I've been involved I'm the one who's been involved in those communications last year, because in the capacity of mayor, although the zoning officer was not my,
Yeah, it was
not
under
my
me, right.
liaison, but I was not the liaison for the zoning office. But what there was your homeowners association took the position that they had no responsibility to do anything, and it was entirely a township position. That's factually and legally incorrect. And what they were looking for was to have our DPW department go out and cut lawns. And I said no as mayor for that, because I did not think it was appropriate to have taxpayer money expended when you pay a homeowners association and you have your own council. It's probably Stark and Stark. They represent 98% of all homeowners associations in the state. You have your own monthly fee, so you have your own attorney, you have your own fees to have the grass cut. I didn't think that was appropriate, but I directed Dave Barretto in an email to go out and issue the fines. Because we, as a municipality, should be enforcing our own ordinances, in my opinion. So I think that our zoning officer should be issuing fines where our ordinances are violated. And in this new position, I'm only speaking for myself, but it would be my expectation that whether or not that the violator is situated in a homeowners association, we should be issuing fines township-wide, regardless.
Right.
If our ordinances are being violated, we should be the enforcer of those ordinances, and fines should be levied. My only area of difference was the position that Tanya Siegel took, that we should be paying to have the grass cut because you're a taxpayer.
Well, she's
And
the president of
to me,
the HOA.
Yeah, that to me is not a fair statement, because you pay her and your homeowners association a monthly fee to do exactly this. And in my opinion, she took the position of, I'm going to abrogate my responsibility in its entirety and pass the hot potato to the town. And so I had weighed in to Barretto, and I said, you should be issuing fines where there's violations, and to the extent that grass needs to be cut, the homeowners association should just go in and do it. They have a contract right now to cut a public area, so you just tell whoever your vendor is to go cut that one property and put a lien on it.
A lien on the property.
Just like if you don't pay your homeowners association every month, you could put a lien on it and they could foreclose on your behalf.
You're mentioning fines, too. Obviously, the situations, forgetting just one next to us, but all throughout the town, obviously, these people aren't paying their mortgages. They don't care about fines.
Some of those
houses are owned by banks right now,
But they
too.
go to the bank.
And that's
The fine
another
has to be
issue.
paid by the bank. The bank is responsible in the end. When the house finally does sell, the bank has to make good on all of the fines and all the liens put up against them.
Correct.
Put up against the home. They can't get away
The problem,
with
what
it.
you're saying, Joe, is that when, and, you know, again, when we start to work on this foreclosure thing, that falls apart when you're dealing with the bank, because you're going to have a situation where someone's going to have to go out and mow that lawn when you have a bank that's not taking care of the property. Someone's going to have to take care of the house where you're not taking care of the inside of the house or anything else. And it's going to get to be a situation where nothing's being taken care of. And that's where this ordinance, for instance, that Washington has, where they're taking care of everything. And every other town does that. And don't forget that an HOA takes care of the common property. And, you know, we're there to, take care of that type of thing. We don't mind doing that in a situation where the town can't get out there right away. But that does add to the HOA fees, because that Dukes or whoever it is that's doing it for us is going to hit us with an extra fee.
Which are
for
recoverable at sale or
Yes,
transfer title.
You should be putting a lien on
It
it.
just
Right.
depends on
Yeah.
what pockets it's coming out of to take care of it.
But in a foreclosure situation, you know, God knows if we're ever going to get that back. So, you know, we don't mind doing that, except that in these situations where we're talking about, you know, in Warren County, we've got one for 253.
Well, first of all, for the record, are you
Yeah, for the
speaking in your
record.
capacity as an
Right.
elected official in Greenwich Township, or are you speaking in your capacity as an elected official on the HOA? Because you may have a
For the record,
conflict. You're wearing two hats right now.
Greenwich
Mr.
Chase
Lowe.
board.
Yeah.
I'm concerned for the whole...
Hold on, guys.
One thing I want to say about a property across the street from me is a rental.
Yep.
The tenants move out. The garbage sits out in front of my house. The tenants that live there move out. So the property owner has somebody come put all garbage out by the road. Probably 20 bags, and then paper yard bags full of trash. Well, what happens to them when they get wet? They fall apart, garbage is blowing all over the place. That's 2 weeks. I go on vacation, come back third week, it's still there. Garbage is blowing in my yard. Who's responsible to pick that up? My homeowners association, or do we notify the town? And you probably have to start a 30-day process to have that picked up, because you have to send
Zoning
the
officer.
property and
Yeah.
a letter saying you got to abate this situation.
I don't know what the time frame is on that, but yes, there's a process,
Well,
yes.
and what I'd like to do, I think we understand the situation here, okay? I don't think our attorney has had...
Anywhere in town.
Understood, and I actually have an item which I was going to bring up in executive session, which I'm kicking myself for not doing, a minor mechanism which may assist you guys in getting something done, okay? I'm not promising you the world, but,
I've requested the homeowners association bylaws.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
they generally, they should...
And there's...
The homeowner,
Yes, they should.
people in the homeowner.
That's fine for people with homeowners, okay? There's other people out there who don't have homeowners associations.
That would be the property maintenance.
Okay, all right. So,
Add on to that, if I might, snow removal, because, we've been lucky this year, but what do we do in the event where it is a rental, and maybe the tenant has left?
Last year, they did decide a couple places.
mhm.
It's fine.
And I brought that
Yep,
up to
yep.
homeowners, and one of the suggestions was, well, just be a good neighbor and remove the snow.
That's
Well,
a
you know,
violation,
no.
that's a violation of your homeowner's
They're
agreement.
responsible
24
for
hours
that.
from a snowfall, right? I used to live in your development, so
Yeah, no, but
it was...
is it the homeowners association or is it the town?
I'm gonna-
It is the town.
What I'd like to do is
24 hours.
have our attorney
Streets.
look into this and come back with determination. I don't want to be second guessing ourselves here. I know we're all,
The
yeah,
residents
understood.
responsible to shovel the sidewalk within 24
When our
hours.
homeowners
Right.
association
In
tells
every
us
part of
the
it.
town's not
No.
cooperating, we need to know where to go and fix things.
And you may not be getting the right information. Okay?
I mean, I don't know.
No, we're here to help.
If you want to form a committee, I guess my kids are older now,
Yeah.
me and mine.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
No, what I want to do is bring out our zoning officer, and I had a conversation, and I'll put this out there because I also have a resident who has a situation where there's an ongoing business or commercial entity going on in a particular home, okay? And
Contrary to the zone.
Contrary.
Yeah.
contrary to zoning, that's the issue, it's contrary to zoning. Our zoning officer made it clear to me, he has no mechanism, no printed copy with their signature on a complaint that they will corroborate his findings if they need to go to court. So I asked him to produce this document, and I think when we come out of public comment, we're still in public comment, I think we want to take a look at this, and I hate to drop it all on you guys at the last minute, but I'd like to take some action on this, at least to get this going, so we have a mechanism in place to track this.
We could go back in.
So that you could fill this out,
Right.
it'll be downloaded on your computer.
Right
You
off the
can come-
website.
And you can come and send it right to the zoning officer, and the complaint is there. Rather than waiting for a meeting or waiting for your HOA's response, you got a complaint, the complaint is there, it's like, hopefully...
And he's
we'll be-
available every Tuesday.
But there are two issues. There's issues from the residents talking about who's going to levy fines, and then there's who's going to remediate and clean it up.
Correct.
And I don't think there's, at least in my mind, it's very clear that it is not the township's responsibility to be shoveling private sidewalks or to be cutting grass where there's a homeowners association. I think, what's that?
Unless you put a lien on the property.
Yeah, but I just don't think, in my opinion, I think that with a homeowners association, when you're paying your monthly fees, and you are in essence a semi-private,
Community.
residence, I think that's appropriate for the homeowners association to address it consistent with the bylaws and their obligation to be representing you on those issues. I think secondarily, when an ordinance is violated, I think we have an obligation to levy a fine irrespective of where that violation occurs. That's just my opinion.
But I think our development, we have private land that isn't supposed to be used by, unless you're in the development, and that's not the point. Kids come there.
No.
We have an open field, I'd like to see kids playing on the field. We have a tennis court, I don't look to see who's playing tennis. If you want to play tennis, I drive by, get all the balls you want all day. But as a taxpayer, we're paying the town to maintain our roads, and our block and lots, we're paying taxes. The town has a responsibility to take care of zoning violations that are happening.
I agree.
Should fall back on the-
I'm not saying that. That's why I'm trying to make it, I agree with you that if there's a violation of our ordinance, I think it's our responsibility to levy the fine, and that's exactly what the zoning officer was directed in an email, and Tanya Siegel was provided a copy of that, so I don't know why you would be given, quite frankly, disinformation. I mean, it's absolutely inconsistent with the written record.
Tonight, we're going to right the ship, okay? And tonight, what I'm going to do after we come out of public comment is ask for a motion to accept this as our official complaint form, which has the appropriate verbiage on it. Frank, I want you to take a quick look at this if you can, on the spot.
I will take a review of that.
All right?
There's an issue with an immediate picture. We're going to look for that form, so that we can get something.
Yeah.
Filed.
We'll have Tim have it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and the zoning officer should be issuing a
You'll
fine
have to
based
have
upon a
somebody download
violation.
that.
In your neighborhood, anywhere in the town, absolutely. That was made clear November or December when those email exchanges were.
We're going to write,
Yeah.
this, because it's a problem, not only for individuals within an HOA.
Throughout the town.
but Throughout the town, no matter where it
Can
is.
you mark it up? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then I also, when we come out, I want to talk about where we are with the ordinance to create this position.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so we're still in public comments.
Thank you. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you guys for bringing it to...
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully it won't take this effort in the future.
Oh. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Speaking of abandoned property, I've been looking at that house on 102 Bradford Lane for 5 years now,
Uh-huh.
and Mike volunteered to be the health officer, and he was going to look at internet and see what we could do about it. And I don't understand, I just want to bring it to his attention again. The Bank
The
of
house needs to be
America,
knocked down.
they subcontracted, had all these houses put into bankruptcy or whatever. But they dropped the ball. They haven't been doing anything since.
Well, that's the house that's in such disarray.
That's the health issue. That's the dog.
They are.
That's
Yeah,
the dog house.
They
That's
are.
the basement issue.
Yeah, I'm
Needs to be knocked
getting a
down.
nod. They are being paid, she said. Yeah.
But you are cutting the grass also after all this time.
Yeah, you don't have a homeowners association. You don't have an HOA.
The only association, we do have an association, but it's not for the housing.
It's for the-
detention. They-
Right.
Right. That's for the private.
Yeah. So as an example,
Cutting the detention.
as an example, we have our DPW coming out there doing the lawn cutting, so we need a summary of their time spent on that,
Well, Kim,
right? And
I just wanted to-
that's what we begin...
Thank you, You know,
To put on
Michael, we
the
do
lease.
need to follow up.
Charlie, is the spelling of your last name Sladek? Correct.
I'm sorry, S-L-D-E-K,
Sladek.
okay, for the record.
I know, I just want to make sure.
It's easy. We get it.
Any other comments? Glad you guys made it easy for me today. Motion to close public comment.
Motion.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Can
you.
we take Stan?
I want to do the zoning form, okay? Do a motion to adopt the zoning,
As amended by the
well, yeah,
attorney.
after attorney review. I want a motion to adopt the zoning complaint form
And to have it posted on the web.
and to have it posted, downloadable, intuitively on the webpage,
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Intuitively,
intuitively.
How about user-friendly format?
That's it,
so that it can be downloaded and can be filed by the...
I'll make the motion.
after attorney review.
Second.
Comment? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, committeeman assignments. I wanted to clarify and change the reporting authority for Committeeman Torriello. Currently, Committeeman Torriello is an alternate liaison to the police department. I would like to make him equal as a co-liaison for the police department. So I'd like a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, you said co-liaison.
I'm sorry.
Use the statutory language.
All right, so a motion to clarify the reporting authority under 118, assigning Joe Torriello as co-liaison with Tom Kalari.
Make the motion.
Second.
So for comment, just for clarification, under the statute of 118, it talks about that the reporting authority, which supervises the police department, can be the township committee or its designee, and this motion is to clarify so that there's no ambiguity for our police chief that the reporting authority is Committeeman Tom Kalari and myself.
Just on the record, it's MDS at 48, 48, 14,
40A,
Subsection E.
14.
And you're right, I think it is.
I am right. Okay, so we had discussion. Comments, any others? Roll call.
Bailey's?
Yes.
Morello?
Yes.
Laurie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Okay, infrastructure analysis / improvements. This is just informational. With the onboarding of our new temporary CFO. I'm going to task her with getting in touch with Michael here in terms of our infrastructure analysis and begin to build out a capital plan that includes all of our infrastructure items as we discussed, the roads, the storm drains, the sanitary sewers, and so on and so forth. I wanted to introduce, Stan Prater. Okay. Wanted to take, I'm going to hold you to 5 to 10 minutes, Stan, if I can. Okay. Great.
That's the third time I've heard this week.
Oh, is it? Wow. Everyone must be pulling Stan in.
We're doing it, we're getting it up here.
All right, so just for everyone's edification, Stan is the External Affairs Manager with JCP&L, and it was part of our campaign, Elaine, where we look to...
We don't talk campaign here.
Well, we don't talk campaign information, but we wanted to see JCPL's readiness in terms of storms and their tree cutting and incident command, so I invited Stan in here to give us a quick education on this.
Mayor Adams and committee, thank you for having the meeting. Certainly, we worked together back in 2012, 2014 on a committee, Liliani and the mayor. Torriello got contacted me, and we did some landscaping out in front of Stevensville substation, and that worked well. We partnered with the town, and we're very proud of that project and moving forward. I couldn't see it tonight, so I don't know how much it's
I don't know. Mr. Finelli and former...
It's started to fill in, and I think next spring you're really going to see some,
Everything survived, didn't it?
Yeah,
There's a couple trees that you can't...
No, yeah,
but it's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it actually looks nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
everything survived.
I think in 5 years it'll look nicer, but it still looks nice.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, in 2014, here in Stevensville at the substation, what we did some aggressive tree trimming. And that did pay some dividends because I looked at over your outages over the last 12, 16 months, and we're doing very little. And as the board knows, what we've been doing as part of our communication updates, sending emails for customer outage notifications of 100 customers or more. And so you get any notification in Warren County, and the response is that, I like the notifications, and it's even better when I don't see my town on there.
This is how I feel exactly.
You get a lot of those emails.
Yes, and as I talked to Mayor Adams, and so you guys are not shy about calling me if you have a question.
No, never was.
I don't think we are.
So the other one thing, also, you have about 300 customers that are on the Alpha substation, and that's scheduled to be trimmed this year. So our contractors are coming to the municipality, we'll let you know when they're in, who the contractor is, who the general foreman is, and the schedule that will be trimming. So if you have any questions about that, you can contact the
Just
general
let us know
foreman
what the
for
customers
myself.
are.
Don't know the timing on that yet, but that will happen in 2015.
Is there a plan, this Alpha substation, is there a plan to get off of that, or is that long-term?
No, that is the long-term plan, and the reason that there's a section on Alpha substation because of the distance between those customers or those residents that live on that side near Alpha. It's less mileage for the circuit, less exposure for trees and carpool accidents and those types of things. So what we do an analysis every year on all the circuits, and we look at duration of outage, frequency of outage, total minutes of outage. And we look at those, we rack and stack them, and we looked at that particular circuit, and it's actually performing well. If it's not performing well, then we're going to look at doing some contingency.
And that's the south side of town.
Yes, but right now it's performing well. So if you have some issues, then we'll look.
I got a generator. So.
Yeah.
No, I remember with Superstorm Sandy, we were being backfed because of something that occurred. I thought that was it, but you clarified
that's
that.
the beauty of the system. You can be backfed. Unfortunately, during Superstorm, we were able to do it during that storm, but there was a lot of areas where we could not backfeed because we had so much damage. On an isolated situation, we are able to backfeed using Stewartsville, using Alpha, using Phillipsburg, using Pohat. So we do have systems or substations around that we can backfeed into these local towns, which is a good thing. Some of the things that we did do in terms of storm improvement process, we adopted the ICS structure, that's the incident command structure, that's used at the lock down in, going in down in Trenton. It's used here with Frank Wheatley's group. It's used at the local police. Guys are pretty familiar with ICS. We added it onto our system, and it gives us another layer of structure. It basically makes our command structure smaller. What happens with ICS is that the span of control is less. Instead of me being in charge of 15 people, no more than 6 or 7 people. I have, instead of wearing 3 hats, I wear 1 hat. So this span of control is a lot tighter, and it's a proven system. So that's going to help us. In 2012-13, we rolled out an enhanced website on the power system, on the 24/7 power center. And I think I've left you all some flyers on that, where you can go to the website and get information on your town specific. If not, I have some for you tonight.
Is Stan in our book? Okay. Yeah. Do we have? I didn't know if we have his flyers or not. Okay.
It's the special
Link to a website on your website where your residents can go and get pretty much real-time data.
And also, somebody forwarded to Committeeman Kalari, I believe.
Yep.
There's a link from your company so that residents can report
Outage of
streetlight outage.
Clinton Township.
I'm in charge of our webpage, so if you and I can get together, I'd like to get that link up on our township webpage so that residents, if they see streetlights that are out, they can provide you with that feedback. Would be great.
Yeah.
So.
And they get a notification.
Right.
And that's their tracking mechanism.
Right, Clinton Township forwarded it to me.
Like I know I called you on
I thought
one.
it was nice.
Yeah, I know I called you on one last year with respect to a resident had advised, and I sent it to you. But it'd be nice to be able to provide that resource so the residents can
Do it themselves.
just
And
get.
with some of the residents, it's a nice tool, and I'll be glad to forward it.
Great.
That'd be
Thank
great.
you.
Residents may come to you and say, hey, we don't want this light on because it's too bright.
Yeah.
If they come to me,
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn the light off because
Right.
you guys pay the bill.
Right.
You have to authorize that removal of that light from the
Okay.
bill if you get a complaint like
Yeah,
that.
okay.
So you've gotten a few here, not many. You've got a new mobile app. I'll leave you some flyers for that. And that application is great because as a Jersey Central customer, if you have a Android phone or an iPhone, you can register your account and you can have email, two-way text messaging about weather conditions, about storms, power outage updates, about your specific
Wow, they've come a
account.
long way.
You can get, so you can get real-time information by just registering your iPhone or your smartphone. I'll leave that information with you as well. Also, what we did was we installed mobile data terminals in all of our line trucks. So these line trucks, they go out, they see something that's wrong that they don't have an order for, they just create an order right there on the spot. Goes back to a regional dispatch, they can complete the order, they do the work, complete the order, and it goes right to a regional dispatch to complete it. So they don't have to, if they see something out in the field, they don't have to wait for an order to come in versus that actually just going ahead and doing the work. And it also has GPS included with these terminals. The other thing we did, we entered into an agreement with local IPW unions in our central region and northern New Jersey region, where if we have a big event like Sandy, we can hire these folks to come in to be hazard protectors and hazard responders. And they have, the training and the technology to know what they're looking at. And so we have about over 300 in northern New Jersey, over 300 down in our central region that we can bring in for a major event. Also, we just rolled out a new hazard app. Again, the hazard app is on our mobile device. So what we do the first 24 hours of an event is we go out and we assess the event. We have to understand what the damage is, get the footprint of the storm. We send hazard assessors out. These people are trained to know what they're looking at, broken poles, transformers, fuses. So they'll have an app that they can go out and look at a broken pole. Let's see a broken pole that's down on the ground, has primary wire, secondary wire, and a transformer. They put that damage into the mobile app, goes back to our regional dispatch, and we know exactly what equipment we need to have that repaired.
everything else. The old way of doing that was having the assessor call back to dispatch, they write it down, and then they create the order. Now, the information is already in the system, all they have to do is verify it based on the circuitry, and the order's created. So this was just rolled out probably about a month ago. In terms of communications, we talked about the outage notifications, the DTRs. We've also sponsored tours of our regional dispatch operations center down in Morristown, and also give you educational updates about our storm process and our system. What we're looking at doing, because Morristown is a far tract, is taking that show on the road and maybe coming to a location such as this and bringing some of the surrounding government officials in for a show on the road. So I might be talking to you more about doing something here.
Looking forward to it.
The other thing is that we are starting a line school. We're looking to train new linemen and women or to be line substation mechanics or to climb the poles. We have a partnership with Raritan Valley College, and we have an informational session on February the 3rd. And what I'm going to do is going to leave you some flyers if you know of anybody that's interested. Also, we have a session at Brookdale Community College down in Lincroft on the 28th. So I'm going to leave you with this.
Right.
There's information on the website and on the mobile app.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
That's right, Chief.
I have a couple questions, Stan.
Yeah.
We do have a wire that the tree is starting to wrap around the wires.
Okay.
And, of course, we don't want to touch it. So, Mike, you know where Paisanos is. Can we send him a photograph of that, maybe tomorrow, when it's daylight? Paisanos has a wire that's...
About 100 yards past Paisanos if you're heading into town, not out of town.
heading into town. Yeah.
It's wires that are crossing the road transversely,
Yeah.
and seems like there's a broken tree that fell in there, and it's sort of caught in there.
The other thing is we have an environmental commission whose one of their roles and responsibilities is to identify different areas of the town that need assistance from folks, whether they're cleaning up trash or whatever. In the areas where the towers are, the electrical towers, especially by the ShopRite, the Lowe's areas, things over there, there is so much trash and litter. We don't know if they're allowed to go into that area. That I'm not sure if that's your property, our municipal property. We want to clean it up, and we have the resources to do it, but if we're not allowed to be on that property, then I need for you to help me understand how we can clean it up.
Okay. If it's within our right-of-way, it's going to be our...
It's at the pole. It's at the towers, at the bottom, yeah.
That, well, Stan referred to it as a right-of-way.
Mhm.
Because of all the development in that area, I was pretty familiar with that right-of-way. And it's not a right-of-way. I'm sure it's an easement. I think, for instance, the section of that goes through Greenwich Chase is owned by Greenwich Chase. It's owned by the HOA. Obviously, you have easement rights through. Now, as you head further south, and you go across Greenwich Street, go behind Lowe's, and then behind Target and so forth.
And ShopRite.
Well, ShopRite side is that's Greenwich Chase side. The north side of Greenwich Street.
Okay, got it.
Title-wise, I have a better recollection of that because of the development. So I think it's an easement, but again, it's easy enough to check.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's deep title.
Can someone, can I meet someone in the field to take a look at it?
Sure, we can certainly do that.
Yeah.
After the snow?
Yeah.
I'll bring my tag-along mic and we'll meet you there.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is, So it's the property around the Lowe's, around the ShopRite, where our transmission towers.
Towers span that whole, that area.
I'm gonna have to go home. Yeah, it is.
150 feet wide, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll call real estate, and I'll get maps, so I understand what our responsibility is.
Yeah, and I mean, we're looking to help, but we don't want to do something that may not be appropriate for us to do, and I certainly don't want anyone buying an area that could get hurt,
Sure.
you know, so
Okay, yeah.
your input would be greatly appreciated, Stan.
Yeah, Mike, and you're gonna email me the
Yeah, actually,
Take a photo.
I have a meeting with Mr. Mangiola tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, so on my way back to the office after that.
Perfect.
I'll send you a picture tomorrow.
Okay.
By the way, that area in front of the ShopRite where your wires cross there, who takes care of the cleanup of that area?
Well, that's what I just asked.
Yeah,
Well, that's what we're gonna invest in.
Okay.
I think is that
Is that what you're talking about?
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
talking about.
it's the same wires.
All right.
Okay.
Are we done? In front of ShopRite?
By where ShopRite is off
Yeah.
of Dumont Road.
It's these big tower things.
But it's closer to Home Depot. You said ShopRite.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's
closer to Home
ShopRite,
Depot. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry. You're right. It's closer to Home Depot. We all call it ShopRite. Yeah.
Okay, so you're,
Sorry.
But the towers, they run along.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one set of towers.
Oh, I heard ShopRite. What towers are you talking about for ShopRite?
Yeah, we have to get it cleaned up somehow, some way. It is a
Yeah,
mess.
we'll investigate that, certainly. Anything else?
Yeah, Stan, I just want to, last year, when I contacted you, earlier in the year to ask you to come out and proactively, trim the trees, I really want to thank you for, your quick response, your diligence, and really just getting ahead of it, and providing that extra level of security for the township by trimming the trees. And I was mayor in 2012 during Hurricane Sandy. As you know, there were moments when I was extremely critical, and I, was very strong in some of our communication. So you can imagine it.
In the
But-
heat of battle,
Yes.
you just represent your
Yes, but I also want to be able to give credit where credit is due, and I thank you for it. I really do.
And I appreciate
I
all
have
your
only- I have only one
communication.
problem.
Yeah.
Like 8:30 at night, my wife will say, "Oh, there's 10 people down in Blairstown." Okay, all right, here, okay. Or there's 20 people down in, okay, I want to hear it.
So that means she's looking at your email?
She's looking at my...
She's looking at your email?
Yeah, I think that's an internal domestic issue that we can't help you
I
with.
do appreciate the outage information.
Actually,
I really do.
that raises a whole host of
It's great.
We're not going there.
problems.
It's great, it's great.
To be honest with you.
Exactly.
It is great.
Any other questions for Stan? Stan, this has been very educational. Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Stan.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming in.
Thank
When
you.
you come here, Stan. Okay.
You guys got a much longer version.
That's because we're special engineers.
Well, yes. You're,
And I don't mean that in a pejorative way.
We covered incident command, we covered our tree trimming, we covered grass cleaning, and this town's going to
We
be
got
all
it.
the better. Okay, moving right along. Elaine? You have to...
My resolution, ordinance, wait, don't you have an is that tabled?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't look in your book, you have a new revised agenda that was attached to the document.
I have 3 revised
What?
agendas.
Okay, Resolution 2015-36, a resolution endorsing the January 14, 2015 third round housing plan element and fair share plan, and for authorizing and directing special counsel to submit the plans to the Superior Court Law Division with a declaratory judgment, action seeking approval of the plans, as well as a judgment of third round compliance and repose.
I'll make that motion.
I will second. Comment? Roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Morello?
Yes.
Laurie?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Resolution 2015-37 is a resolution of the Committee of the Township of Greenwich, Warren County, New Jersey, of the intent to fund spending plan shortfall for affordable housing programs in the township housing element and the fair share plan.
Make the motion.
I'll second. comment? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Here is one item that has not made the agenda. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been researching the state HAS program, and I have been working with Beth McManus to get alternate forms or alternate professionals to help with the housing units, the COA housing units. They're having a difficult time selling their units and a host of other things. So we're looking at alternate people to the HAS group. So the next meeting I'll have more on that. The other thing is the farmland leases. Now, we were supposed to go out to bid for the leases. We did it last year, and we were talking about doing it annually. If we're going to go out to bid for farmland leases, again, we need to use the same criteria that we had last year and put bids out for farmland. Or we created the leases last year, and we decided that we were going to go out for bids this year. So are we still in that mind frame of going out for bids for farmland leases?
So these bids would cover
The properties that we currently have that are municipally owned farmland that we currently have farmers that are farming them. And we talked about that this year the leases would remain in the way that they were in 2014. But moving forward, we would go out for bids to see if any other farmers wanted to. It's a fair bidding process.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the pleasure of the governing body want to do?
I think we should go out to bid. I think there's only an upside, there's no downside.
Mhm.
We should, see if we can maximize.
Okay, so we'd have to contact
What,
John.
it's too late?
Is there a timing
Right
element
now,
with this?
yeah,
What's our,
they're going into planting season. They're going into spring planting season. They should be done.
What
Mike, what did we, do we remember? Because John Drill, we did
recently, I thought we just updated these.
We did the farmland leases, we just updated them, but the problem is that there was supposed to be annual bids. We discussed that last year. Did we miss the time frame for annual bids?
Well, there's no statutory time frame. What Kim said is it would, to put it out in like the late fall to get it set up going, we're a few months behind optimum schedule. I don't think we couldn't go out. I mean, it may affect who bids and how much they bid because of when the bid is being bid.
No, I think the purpose of it, we would want a bid to be done at the appropriate time to maximize participants and
Right.
the amount.
And
So
would
if-
that be fall, so that we would table this till the October or the
Right.
September meeting or the August meeting?
What do you say, Farmer Kid? What do you?
I say that it's too late, we should have went out to bid in the fall.
What does that mean? September, October?
We didn't even have leases signed in the fall.
I would say in September, because then they're finishing, getting close to, harvesting their crop, and then, but right now, they've already ordered their fertilizer.
Okay.
and their
Okay,
seeds and all that.
so put that on the tickler list, to bring it up in
For
August.
September.
August, late August, we'll figure that out then.
Radar, October,
On the radar.
goal.
maybe new CFO can give us some direction in that
Oh,
area?
good, she's Superwoman, she knows everything, right?
Anything else?
Now, I'll talk with John Drill.
Actually, John Drill is,
We'll get the leases already and
Yep.
everything for this year.
For this
They
year.
have to go out and get signed.
yes, they do.
All right.
I'm finished.
Okay. Anything else, Wayne?
No,
Thank you for getting us back on time.
no problem.
Joe?
Okay. First, the, can I have I guess this is a motion to accept Kiara Vital to the emergency squad, remember?
I'll make that motion.
No.
Second. Comment? Roll call.
Haley?
What was it?
Farrelletto?
Yes.
Solari?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
And also, one of my agenda items, and as you saw the folks coming here tonight, was code enforcement. I wanted to check in and see where we were at with that new position, what needs to be done, the next steps. I'm calling it code enforcement, you're calling it property maintenance.
We have an ordinance, which is that right now it doesn't make, it doesn't have a designation, so we have to actually amend the ordinance.
Okay.
That'll be ready for next year.
Okay, were you already authorized to do that?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we're just waiting for you to complete that? Okay.
Right now, we have the power to do it, it's just, it doesn't mean the power.
Okay, so at our next meeting, we would have a first reading, and then we would have to have a public hearing at the following, so we have some time, so that we don't add delay. Do we have a clear job description, and can we go out to advertise to fill this position now?
Yeah, based on the ordinance, the terms are set up in the ordinance. and
You could put a job description together to post for it. So would it be appropriate now to authorize the township clerk, in consultation with the township attorney, to get the job description and advertise for a a property maintenance official? So we can at least start gathering resumes while we're doing the legal end of forming the ordinance, doing the first reading, the public hearing, so that we don't have to add another 2 months.
You want to solicit, how much they are willing to do it for? They give us a
Is it
proposal.
percentage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
salary commensurate upon.
Yeah, experience and to be determined. I don't think we should hold that up.
No, I don't think we should hold up the putting that out for a bit.
No.
All right, so
For advertising.
then can I ask for a motion or I'd like to motion to authorize the township clerk in consultation with the township attorney to post an advertisement to solicit qualified candidates for our newly created position of property maintenance official.
I'll make the motion,
I'll second.
or I'll second it.
I think.
Thought I made it.
Yeah, you did.
Second.
All right. I did.
Joe made the
Joe made the
motion,
motion.
and Elaine seconded. Comment? Roll call.
Haley?
Yes.
Farrelletto?
Yes.
Solari?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
So if we could have first reading of this ordinance on the 5th of February at our workshop meeting, we can adopt that on the 22nd meeting at, commission adopt it.
All right, so you'll stay on Frank for that. Okay, good. Meeting room configuration. I put this on the agenda because, in 2013, it was represented to me and the rest of the governing body at that time, and I've since learned that the representation was false and/or misleading, that we were required to change the seating here in this room, and that the chairs had to go at the directive of the AOC, and that we had to put something in for safety reasons. And I voted yes to bring in these pews, and I don't mind saying I wish I voted no, and had I not been given false and misleading information, I would have voted differently, but I was led down a wrong path by giving that information. And when I sit here in township meetings, and most particularly in land use meetings, these pews make this room ineffective, dangerous, because you can't move, you can't walk, and I would like to see these pews ripped out and sold, gotten rid of, whatever, and go back to the old way, since we really had no legal obligation to put them in the first place. And to also talk about, especially in this budgetary, when we have our land use meetings and we have all these additional folks in here, it's just not doable. And I'm not what do you call it, an interior designer or whatever. An architect. A space planner, thank you. Should probably get Hovnanian. They could put like 40 pounds in a 10-pound bag. They're really good at that. That's what we need. We need K-Hop to come here. But what's that? Yeah. But we need someone of that ilk that could figure out how we can get a table dais that's angled in such a way that we can fit all of the people that we need when these meetings are conducted, as opposed to where we have them out in the audience and people can't walk by. It really makes this room ineffective, and I don't know whether that means having the table on that wall where Marcus and Sherry and Joe are seated, or whether it means here on an angle, but it's just not effective, and these things have to go. At least the first, if people aren't in agreement, these at least first two have to be taken out. They're in the way. Like immediately. They're just, do you disagree when you're at the meetings?
Oh, no, it's uncomfortable, it's ridiculous,
dangerous.
We can't sit between the things.
What's that, try sitting in them? Yeah, they don't.
I agree with you, Charlie.
You're doing penance back there, right, Charlie?
First year.
It's a confessional.
So, and I don't know, but that's my 2 cents on this whole thing.
I agree. So what do we do? Do we get someone in that we can show us
There's
some alternative designing?
There's a place called Corporate Environments that specializes in designing space and secondhand furniture that I've used in prior, who are very cost-effective and efficient. So we could try that, or if you know someone.
And I hate to volunteer someone that doesn't know what I'm about to say, but a lot of you know Jim Kramer, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jim Kramer
Oh, yeah.
has worked for Steelcase and has done this his whole life.
Oh, is that what he does?
That's what he does. I say he sells a lot of it, but no, he does, he does some really high-end office furniture.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want, we can't afford high-end. We need low-end. We need low-end.
I think that to bring Jim Kramer in here for 15 minutes...
He would tell us what we need.
Yeah,
I love
give
it.
you some, point you in the right direction.
Okay.
I mean, he's a resource right
Down the
So you're
street.
going to call him, Mike?
I throw a stone in his house. I mean,
So you're going to call him?
I'll see him on...
But don't use the word high-end when you speak to him,
Probably
please.
have a with them over the weekend.
Absolutely.
So I will-
Okay.
I'm sure
I
we'll be
just saw his
happy
wife.
to volunteer for this.
I just saw his wife.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so,
no, that's-
I mean, I think that should be the first step before we
Yes,
remove
absolutely.
these things, because
Absolutely.
whatever
We
the
need-
plans are, it has to
We
be
need a
done
plan
together.
that's this, and
Correct.
and with
Yeah.
the court
Correct.
moving.
I'm sorry, Kim, I know you love them. Maybe we'll let you take one home. You can put it out in your front
Can we
porch.
auction them? Well, we're going to have to sell these. And or auction
It
them.
has
Forties
an
on it.
affinity towards these benches.
Crack open your
To see if
cold.
Hope still wants to.
Yeah, exactly. But, all right, so enough of this. So you'll talk to Jim, and then for the next
And
meeting,
Jim should contact who?
probably Jim.
Showing your
Jim?
church thing.
Okay.
Yeah, if we wrap all this with the capital plan?
Correct.
To
Okay.
make arrangements to come in.
Are you going to give me your social too? and-
Yeah.
Now I know what your plan is.
Yeah, now, well, look, we're gonna have to talk, now the other thing is,
Jim about his plan for
by the way, when
the other office.
when I was out with the Environmental Commission, taking the Christmas trees, I had an opportunity to meet with Joe, about the shed in the back that's housing the salt, and as Joe pointed out, it was his father in the 1980s who put up the wood on the inside to keep the salt in and the building from rotting. And in essence, the whole right wall is gone. It's gone. And they're these steel things that, can just, and there's a hole in the roof. And I asked Joe to put together an estimate, and he said he thinks you could do the work, right, Joe? You just need the material. So Joe's looking for this township committee this year to provide him with the materials to rebuild the shed. You emailed me, and I'll send it to you for the workshop. I know that today is not the day to be, talking about, but I want to at least introduce the concepts, and Joe's here if anybody had any questions about that.
I have an idea, and I've talked to Jim about this a couple of times, and I honestly believe that somebody should be involved with buildings and grounds, completely involved, so that when years of rot don't come up just because you came to see a tree, you were doing a tree. There should be a review of all these things, and someone should be in that position to maintain and be involved, whether it's this building, whether it's the buildings in the back, whether it's... Somebody's got to be able to tell us what needs replacement and not just happenstance.
Well, this falls under the category of be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. There's a whole list from Joe, including a truck that he's driving that has a cracked frame and
I just
some
said
other...
buildings and grounds.
Yeah, I'm just saying, so, but you asked, and here is a...
I said buildings and
Okay,
grounds.
but there's...
Guys,
We'll move.
No,
Okay.
oh, no. I'm going to say something that I'm probably going to regret. And, but this is something that I would like to take on. I think, and you know my personal background with other parties up north, I would like to work with Joe and take a look at the buildings and grounds and build and incorporate it into our
That's the
capital
plan, yeah.
capital project
Yeah.
plan. We sit around here, and who was it that I
My
called?
condolences.
Tom, with regard to the heat pump that's out here that was all snow-covered, and I have a, concern. I was like, oh, hey, Tom, what's going on with it? Oh, no, it's fine, don't worry, and I also did a tour around when we were collecting Christmas trees, and there are some things that need to be, it's in the vein of continuing to purge. We all store things in our homes, and then when we try to move, you figure out, oh, my God, what have I got in there? So I wanted to throw that out there
Mike, have you
to
been
help you guys out with
downstairs?
this.
You
There's a-
need to go
there's a
downstairs,
project for
Mike.
you.
There's a project still sitting there.
It has Michael Finelli's name on every single filing
Can I
cabinet.
ask Jim Kramer to do what he's here?
That's why you want Jim in here.
If he has the institutional knowledge you have,
This planning board stuff is the maps and stuff.
yeah, we need to see what can go and what could
But
stay.
there's things down there, the maps that were in the chief's old office, or the chief is now filing them, the maps have been taken to the
Right.
filing cabinets and all of the applications and all that.
Go-
Filed at the bottom of the steps.
Oh, okay, then I guess it doesn't have my name on it.
Yeah, well, we need, in that vein, we need a records retention plan, too.
Well, you put
Oh,
a records
that's
retention plan
No,
in
no.
2008.
Well, the storage of said
Oh,
records.
okay.
Well,
Well, that's
that
something
goes
you and Joe
for
can work on.
Yeah.
What I work on with Dawn
Mhm.
and.
Okay, so,
Okay, so just to keep me on, up to 9:15, because I'm going to finish on time and not disappoint, so you said,
good.
like, so,
All right.
okay?
Yeah,
all
I
right.
can't be
Yes.
the only star.
That's right. I need a gold star, too, for the refrigerator. So the DPW reporting protocol, I'm going to table because Tom's already addressed that in terms of at least, starting. And then finally, where are we with the police trailer? I want that thing gone. So where are we with it, and what do we need to do?
No bids were, no, bids came in of $1 or anything.
Okay, so then I'd like to make a motion to authorize the DPW to demolish it
Begin.
and to
Fair
take it to the
enough.
dump for scrap or whatever. Just get it out of here as soon as the ground thaws and the wheels aren't stuck in the ground or whatever the issue is. I just want DPW to be authorized to demolished and out of here as soon as possible.
for that.
No, we can,
The first
no, we start tomorrow.
the first available opportunity, I want
no
it out.
snow,
No snow, grab a sledgehammer.
no grass cutting
Perfect time.
time.
So I'd like to make a motion to authorize the DPW to demolish and remove the police trailer as soon as possible.
I'll second that.
Comment, and I'd like to know, Joe, do you have any comment on this as our resident, as my co-facilities individual? Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure you were fine. Roll call.
Bailey's,
Yes.
Morello.
Yes.
Lori.
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
And then finally, with respect to the signage, and we talked about, there's a phone out there, does it work? What steps have we taken or not for ADA compliance issues for the police department? We need to make sure that if somebody with disabilities comes, that there's a sign on the front door, that they can call downstairs, and that the police department can come up to attend to anyone in that situation.
We did a resolution, I believe. on
I know, but
Okay.
as typical,
follow
we
that.
talk a lot on the dais and then things don't happen.
Okay.
This needs to be done in 7 days. I want a motion to have it completed, sign up, contact information, not to exceed 7 days. This needs to be done. No more talking,
I'll second
no
that
more
motion.
whatever. It's got to be done in 7 days. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Comment? Comment is who's doing what with this?
Chief, Cooper Alarms, have they been contacted to put up the new, is that a go for them to install the
bell at the top of the steps to ring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we have an install date?
I don't have an install date. I just contacted them again today about getting that done.
Well, they
Once I
did the
got the
approval.
purchase order approved, I contacted them and advised them to go and to get it done ASAP. So I called again today and I don't know what when it narrowed down.
Were you able to speak with somebody? Were you able to speak with somebody?
Today?
Yeah.
No, I left a message.
Okay.
I didn't speak to anybody today. I spoke to somebody the other day, the purchase order got approved, which was the 13th.
Who did you speak to? Do you have the person's name?
The secretary there, I don't have her name.
Okay. Can you call and follow up? Just to say that you understand that our police chief contacted,
I can't put a sign up until the...
Exactly, until the bell is
yeah,
rung.
but hopefully a sign's been ordered, or we have a sign, because these things... Okay, great.
Is that
And,
L&M?
and do we know what the sign is going to
Just
contain?
want it...
What it's going to read
I
and
don't want it.
say?
It's on an agenda anymore.
We'll put a sign on the door that says police department,
Why don't we just take the sign off of the trailer? There's a sign sitting on a trailer that says police department.
No, it's going to have a whole thing.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
it's gonna have the boiler.
yes, exactly. Correct, yes.
Okay.
Like maybe an internet, like a handicap logo with a statement on the top of it.
Plus, it would be nice to put it on the website as
Yes.
well.
Right.
Correct.
Okay?
All
So
right,
it's 7
that's-
days for Kim.
That's all I had.
Okay.
I have 7 days to get this all up.
Yes.
Beginning Monday?
Yesterday.
Oh, boy. I have one more,
What, roll call.
uh,
We were just in comment
Yes.
for that motion. Roll call.
Bailey's?
Yes.
Freeland?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
and final item I'm going over, so I'm not going to get a gold star. It's okay, my refrigerator's full anyway. Sewer service area, and I know that, this is something I really would like our sewer subcommittee to really start addressing if they haven't done so already. There are homes on Main Street that are failing and are in a situation that they can't take a new septic system, and we're going to have situations, if we don't already, where there are homes that aren't going to be able to get a certificate of occupancy, and we're going to start to see homes decaying and deteriorating. We need, and I'm not saying obviously it has to be installed this year, but we need to have a serious plan drawn up right now, undertaken with clear time parameters, and, Michael, I'm going to look to you as an engineer. Is this something, if we started now, it couldn't start until 10 years or 5 years or whatever the area is? But the longer it's going to take, I think the greater the urgency is that we need to put this together. We need to secure whatever we need to secure to get the project done. And obviously, I know under the statute, the homeowner would ultimately be responsible for paying all the costs, but we would have to serve as a financing. They wouldn't have to pay the fee in 1 year. They do, but it's amortized. Right, exactly. So, but we need to kind of get this whole thing together and provide downtown with sewers. We have to do it. We can't ignore it anymore. I'm not even saying we ignored it in the past, but...
It's on our map.
Yeah,
It's not that it's not, but it hasn't gone further than
correct,
being on our map.
But we need to do
Because
that.
the DEP has not accepted our wastewater management plan map yet, right?
Correct, but, and this is a big positive part,
Mhm.
that area had always been on.
Correct.
So if you go back to a 1992 plan, which is, I think, the current approved plan.
Okay.
It shows that area. So
Okay, good.
But the regulatory hurdle that is really more difficult typically is not a problem. It's already in sewer service area. Now it's a question of just really design,
Connecting. Mm-hmm.
permitting, and then funding.
Okay.
What is that time parameter? What you just said to me is how long?
Okay. Design, permit, well, for funding, I'm not going to go. Let's say design and permitting, so you're theoretically physically able to start running pipe.
Yeah.
Well, I have one quick question before I answer. I'm sorry.
You should have been an attorney.
Well, no, because the critical component relative to both the design and the permitting is the conveyance of the flow through the pipe and where the pipe is located. Whether there's wetland permits, whether there's obviously street opening permits. You're probably looking at a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah, worst case scenario, year and a half.
Okay,
You would have
we can live with that.
Yeah, within 2 years.
So what you're saying is within 2 years, they could actually, the streets could be, the process can actually be implemented.
Within 2 years, funding in place, let's assume, you could be ready to start running sewer line.
Okay, now, when you say, is the funding mechanism for this, is that an arduous process? Is that time? No, it's not.
Well, no, that's you guys.
Well, is that,
that's the way it is.
All we need to do is make a
so that would
decision.
just be a bonding
Yeah.
issue that
Yeah,
we would
so
go
no.
out and we would just do
Other
that?
than you guys committing and making the decision, no, that's the simplest part. Now, the design is probably the simplest part. That would be a close second.
But there's no special programs out there for town, so we would just have to we would have to do this on our own. Okay, all right. That was really, I didn't ask it, I asked it in an inarticulate way. I was wondering if there was any special programs out there that provide this thing, knowing that the residents are paying it back, that they would operate as the bank, they would make the interest, and the township would be cut out of the loop, is what I was hoping would be. But you're telling me that they don't do that. There's no banks that fund these things.
Not when you're dealing with an entire area like that. No, it's too, no.
Okay. I was kind of hoping.
You're going to have to, this is going to be the township's project.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to look to get the funding, reimbursement and so forth through those typical mechanisms.
Okay.
There may be some grant monies around to help you, but, you know.
That's probably going to cover soft costs.
Yeah, maybe.
Understood. Okay. All right. So I guess, I don't know that it's appropriate tonight to call for a motion, but I would ask that the Finance Committee consider...
The Finance/Sewer Committee?
Yeah,
Sure.
Finance...
We're closed.
.../Sewer Committee to give due consideration to the point that we can at least authorize the township attorney, the township engineer this year to develop the plans, to get the ball rolling. So we can get a cost, we know what the bonding's going to be, and we can look at this.
I think we could take this back to the sewer subcommittee and begin those discussions, then come back to the committee with a plan.
Yeah, we should have Brent put it on the agenda.
Brent is...
Okay, but that doesn't, but we could get it done this year, like this isn't going to get lost in the subcommittee.
No, we'll do it at the next meeting.
Subcommittee never loses anything.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Subcommittee moves.
All right.
The sewer subcommittee?
Just want to make sure it's not a black hole.
It's a well-oiled machine.
Okay,
Speaking
good.
of-
Because if the sewer subcommittee don't work,
I know.
people know about it.
All right, I have no more
Speaking
items
of
on my
sewer
agenda.
subcommittee, just let me do it 1 second. Speaking of sewer subcommittee, Kim, was there dollar amounts
busy this
that
year.
were supposed to be in here that represent the buyback ordinance in the totals that we have to come out
Like the
of?
Toll Brothers and...
From the people that were buying back? I saw something, right, but there was an amount of money that had to be made sure that the CFO
But you know what I'm
had
saying,
ready,
it's-
$231,000. Correct. Maybe I saw it in the minutes. Maybe I saw it in the minutes.
Okay.
Maybe I saw it in the minutes. Okay.
All right, there's no action for tonight.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Did she do that?
That's it.
Did she do that?
They will, because they're going to want this.
Did she certify funds? She did not certify funds.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll follow up with Bob and Lorraine on it.
Please. And Brent needs those green cards, Kim. Return receipt requested.
Not the green cards, the things I already scanned and sent them to him.
Okay.
And he said he can't read them, so I'm
Okay.
going to redo them individually.
Okay.
Okay. Tom,
Yes.
you are up.
Cool.
Maybe you can bring us back up
Okay.
on time.
I just have a quick IT computer update. I'm now working with Jeff Jewell on the township's IT and technology needs. Therefore, some updates on some projects. The server project, we're changing all the servers and upgrading them, has been completed. He said he may have to tweak a couple of settings on separate user stations, but overall, it's fine. In addition, all of the Edmunds issues that we are currently aware of have been rectified. The Cody server project, sent a lot of emails in coordination with the police chief. For the project is scheduled for a preliminary meeting for questions and answers on February 16th, with the actual upgrade taking place on February 23rd and 24th. As for wireless, they're still ironing out a few bugs with the new wireless access points. Should be wrapped up by early next week. With regards to the surveillance camera upgrade, we've done the assessment and they're working on vendor quotes. That should also come through early next week. With regards to remote access, Jeff's looking at alternate remote access solutions per Jim's request with regards to a conflict with the network needs of the ADP time clocks. I'm not really sure, Jim, what that entails. I remember discussing that.
Yeah, it's a technical concept. When we put in ADP, it blocks certain ports, and in order to do any kind of remote entry into our computers, you would have to do a workaround.
Gotcha. Okay. Jeff will also be reaching out to Joe Mexi to ask him what his emergency management needs are with regards to IT, whether it be wireless or computers or whatnot. Because we started looking at all the work that's required during these storms and the emergencies and things like that. And I know you're sort of taxing different. You're using some of the fire department equipment, printers, paper, things like that. But we want to set up, given that emergency management has its own budget. As small as it is, it can handle, that kind of setup. So we want to segregate those duties and materials and equipment for emergency management. So Jeff will be reaching out to you, Joe, to discuss what your needs are for that. The check scanner in finance, he's just waiting for a go-ahead on whether or not we're going to relocate the check scanner to the tax collector PC. I don't see an issue with that unless anybody inside the office has an issue with that, just for easier access and universal access. Yeah, I guess we're waiting on the product. The process is okay, so I don't know if we want to put it to the people working in there. I can discuss that with them on a separate note.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do that this
we'll
week.
Make it work.
Right. And then, right. Then I had asked for some additional quotes for some possibility of putting a meeting room projector in here for any type of project, things for land use board projections, things like that, any type of presentations. We're not really outfitted for that.
And actually, the land use board is looking to move to digital application and submission, so there is...
Right, so, plans and things like that for the paper, we look up.
Which we need to make sure we have enough space, and what they're doing can accommodate that, which they haven't spoken to anybody yet about that.
I just mean that it seems like, at least we're both moving in the same direction in terms of we're being in sync with that. But yeah, no, I know.
I just see the land use board, and sometimes Mike has got all these plans and stuff, and it'd probably be easier just to bring it in digitally and show everybody and the congregation as to what's going on instead of rolling out these monster. Right.
Well, the applicant has in certain cases,
right.
And it's
I'm just noticing what other townships have by visiting other townships and seeing what kind of facilities they have, and seeing that there's a lot of state-of-the-art equipment going on around us. And
Forest Township, as an example, you ever been up there it's very impressive.
Yeah.
It really is. They did it right.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Right. That's the IT. Oh, and then I had also asked for Jeff to offer me some boilerplate HR policies with regards to IT policies. Policies with regards to using certain websites and not using certain websites, and just general policies that we don't currently have on how that we keep employees updated on as to how we want them to conduct themselves when using our computers. So we'll start with that, and I'll get them to Frank, and I want to start working on that. So that's my IT update.
There's a lot going on.
Yes, there is.
Great, thank you, Tom. Angelo.
Okay, economic development, I met with Lynn Corporation a week or so ago. I spoke with Joel Kemp and Monique. I reviewed the economic development program from the state with them. They have 250 employees there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were interested in that program. I mentioned to them that if they have any other divisions that might possibly want to move into that facility on 519.
Did they ask you about the sign?
Oh, we had,
Greenwich Street?
well, that was the first thing that we...
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
We had a lot of discussions. They're kind of happy that there's progress going on. And there was one other thing that I brought up to Mike to ask the county. When people come out of Lowe's, when they make a left, they're kind of ignoring the fact that the people who come out of their parking lot have, and when they make a left, they have the right of way. So they'd like to have an arrow coming out of,
With our success rate of signs, that should only take about a week or two.
I'm thinking, it's hard enough getting a sign, let alone a signal, a timing.
Oh, my
signal
gosh.
change, forget about it.
Piece of cake for Warren County.
Get on that, Angela, get on
What
that.
to do?
I would tell Mike and if he would...
Tell you what, my
Put
daughter has
chocolate on that.
expressed an interest in politics, so maybe in 20 years, if she runs for office, she might be able to actually get that taken care of.
Anyway, they're adding 25 more employees, so I put them in touch with Noel McGuire and to see if there's anything that he could help them with, and I sent him the plans for the place on 519 to see if. So, and I've set up appointments with a couple of the other large businesses in town. So I'm going to be going over things with them. Getting back on the other issue, I just want to let you guys know what on this Monroe Drive property, where what happened here is, Fran, our manager, was not expecting anyone to pick up stuff there. She was just expecting Dave to come out and look at the property, which he didn't do. And I hope that, based on what you said, from now on, and of course, hopefully we're going to get this new employee. But up until then, if someone calls from the HOA, someone will at least come and inspect. We have no issue with we have someone who comes out every 2 weeks and does an inspection. We have no problem with doing anyone. And if we realize that obviously Dave doesn't work every day, we only have someone coming out every 2 weeks. And some things we can do faster. And we had a situation where someone had a growth and they had a skunk, which was creating a problem. In that situation, we had to do something quickly. And I realized when I read this ordinance, there's a 10-day period, and then before anything can be done, we have to vote on the fines and all this stuff. And it takes a lot longer for the town to react. So we've got to do something. What we do should have nothing to do with what the town does. We can act, and you guys can act. The thing is that our bylaws, we don't have a fee structure even built into our bylaws. So we've got to meet and we've got to come up with a fee structure.
So, Angela, I got to stop you. Are you talking as if...
I'm talking about the HOA.
Yeah, okay. And I think what we want to focus on is what we discussed earlier,
right?
Which was actually enabling our zoning officer, our current zoning officer, to go out and take care of take care of some things.
So I just wanted to explain that.
Okay.
We're not saying we're not going to do it.
The only thing I would suggest, Angelo, and you use the word we, but you're sitting here as part of the township committee, and I just want to say to you, and I'm saying this in the most respectful way. I mean, it's an issue that we have to address as a township committee, but you're sitting here at a township committee meeting and you're advocating as an elected official of the HOA, and I want to separate the two.
I
To
understand
simply
that.
say,
I understand what you're saying.
I don't even think we should be talking about the HOA and the HOA issues during a township committee meeting. You do that offline in your elected capacity as a representative of the
We are
HOA.
talking about a third of the voters of the township.
I'm not,
Yeah, but-
wait, let me, we're not running an election here, this
Right.
isn't politicking.
Right.
We have to do the township's business, and to discuss HOA issues during a township committee meeting, I think is inappropriate, and all I would ask you to do is keep your comments to what we should be doing as a township without referencing you as a we with respect to the HOA, because I think there's a conflict. And I don't think we should be wasting elected officials' times and the taxpayer-paying people here while you're talking about HOA issues. You work those out at your HOA meeting. We've already talked about creating the position
Okay, all right.
and
I just
enforcing
think
our
we-
ordinances, but let's stick to the township business
All I'm saying
at
is
this meeting.
we should be working together on this.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all I have to say
That's-
about it.
Okay,
All right? That's all I have to say.
okay. Frank?
Just briefly, 133 Revere Road, I contacted the deputy surveyor for Warren County. He said that nobody in the family is going to administer the estate. Sent me the application if the township wants to apply to administer the estate as a creditor. So he sent me the application, and this is to preserve
Oh, interesting.
COA
Unit.
unit
Mhm.
and the working controls. It's something to take ownership of the property. So if everybody's comfortable with that, I can fill out that paperwork for the deputy surveyor, give it to the administrator of the state, and then figure out how we're gonna deal with this
It's
property.
got to be done. Make a motion.
It's been going on since I think June.
Well, that's the same thing I talked about, the house.
So it's all connected.
It's all connected.
So can I
I
have
sent an
a,
email today to Beth Jones and John Drill and Elaine.
Perfect.
I was on it.
What time was that at?
It was about
You know my,
I was sleeping.
you know my opinion on it. I-
All right, can I call for a motion
please?
to have Attorney Tadeo continue filling out that form that we need to do, and do whatever we need to do to keep that in our corral of COA units?
I'll second that motion, just to clarify that we're authorizing the township attorney to make application with the Warren County Surrogate to be designated as administrator for the intestate estate to ensure that all legal paperwork can be filed to preserve the affordable housing units on that property.
Yes.
No, it's a
Yes.
form.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else? Oh, thank you, Frank, for getting us back on time. I appreciate it. Mr. Finelli,
Pressure's on.
we've allocated Mr. Finelli how much time?
Yeah, that was going to be my first question. How is that,
And we'll own it.
that I'm the only one that's not divisible by 5 minutes?
Because Mike, you're the only one who would pick up on it.
Okay, I paid.
We wanted to see, and you know what? That's why you're our engineer.
It's like the speed sign, 23 miles an hour.
I'm a stickler for details, okay.
And Mike's section, if I could just...
I'm sorry, why does Mike get 7 minutes and the attorney only gets 5?
And why is there an empty page in this book?
All right, so yeah, let me answer a couple of questions. A, attorneys speak fast, all right, so we could do that. And Mike is,
Speak slow.
well, you got 7 minutes, that's why I gave you some extra time. But before you start, I should have started, I'm sorry for not starting with the end in mind. And if you notice your agenda packets, I want to note...
Jim wants accolades for the
No,
agenda
I wanted to know
package.
what Kim put together, okay, is a table of contents, is our first page. Okay, so now you're no longer flipping to find the agenda or find the minutes or find the, Mike's area. You can jump right to it. So if you just look at your front page, section 5 is for Mike.
Is this part of the paperless system?
We're trying to do the paperless system.
Is this part of it?
Kim, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Kim.
I want a flow chart.
Paperless system.
Pink dividers.
Oh, my God.
I
All right,
know, we're
Mike.
trying to
Okay.
fix it.
We're eating into your
Go
time,
ahead,
so-
Mike, we're eating into
All
your
right,
time.
first off, if you recall, we spoke it's a little bit at last month's meeting about me modifying my report. This is the first, at least, introductory venture of what we'll call the new shortened and hopefully more user-friendly engineer's report. We took 19 pages and we made it into 3 pages. Jim Adams called me up last week, I believe, and we have a meeting set up for Monday to actually talk about implementation of some other improvements and talk about other engineering things in the township as well. So, does everybody, you have to like 3 pages better than 19 pages. I mean,
We do, we love it.
we got
we
rid
don't
of a
wanna
lot
lose
of stuff that we've long since gone.
But annually, we have to have the big list.
Yeah, I tried to, well, it's still referred to and so forth. So, okay. So we'll this report will be modified as we move forward, and hopefully will become better for all parties. All right. Couple items to speak of specifically. I'm going to just mention Highlands Plain Performance just because that's something that's going to have to be dealt with this year. Number 5, Dumont Road. Has everybody, or has anyone heard about this, the whole Transportation Trust Fund situation? Which is, the Transportation Trust Fund is the funding mechanism that funds these projects.
Okay.
Okay. Well, and maybe because we're obviously municipal engineers, there's been, I thought someone would have seen it, and I'm surprised that I didn't get a phone call. Maybe you didn't see it, maybe that's why I didn't get a phone call. That the program funds have been frozen, and it's not going to move forward, and all this very disturbing news. To me, it was very disturbing, both from a company standpoint as well as from all our clients. I mean, this program is the way roads got paved for the last 20 years in Greenwich Township. Primarily. The big roads. Okay. Well, I called the DOT directly today to find out what the heck is going on. They said if you have an agreement, you're fine. It's moving forward. So we're fine. We're good with Dumont. It's still on schedule for obviously spring. But if it was personally, I was starting to get a little freaked out.
What, it's frozen because what? They're doing an assessment as to whether to
It's
keep
not
it around?
erosion, not the future projects and grants. That part of the program is on hold, is stopped.
But Mike, that's my question. Are they looking to eliminate right now?
Yes.
Okay, so
Because there's no dedicated funding source to fund the program moving forward. You hear about the gas tax? That
Yes.
part of the gas tax is earmarked to fund this program. So again, we're going to hear more about it. I'll keep it posted because it's been a good program for the town and all the other towns, especially in Warren County. But we're in good shape with Dumont Road. From that money's still there and it's available, and it will be accessed. Okay. Okay. The rest of the items really self-explanatory, with the exception of one item that's not on my report, and that's from today. There was a meeting I attended today. Mr. Mexi was there as well, which was the county-wide 2015 Hazard Mitigation Plan update meeting. There were representatives of, I think, all towns in the county. And the bottom line is, you have to be a participant in the plan to be able to secure and receive any future FEMA monies, in the event of a disaster of some sort. Storm event, hurricane, flood. There's a number of hazards and disasters. Joe, did you come out of there, like, with your head spinning a little bit today? Yeah, thank you. the first round of information back to this consultant that's hired by the county. It's called Tetra Tech. Warren County has hired Tetra Tech to run this program. Each municipality's got to provide their own portion to what will become the countywide plan. It's very important to be involved and be part of this. We would be missing the boat terribly by not doing this. But there's a bunch of work. Well, no, I was glad he was here because I knew. Yeah, you want to get so sure.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't
I'm
mind.
going to run you over your time.
No,
Don't
I'm
forget
not.
You're taking my thunder. I had this for public session here. As Mike was saying, we had this update here today. What I did, I made a copy of the agenda today, and on the second sheet is a copy of the things they're looking for us to do, which they gave us a February 19th deadline to collect 6 worksheets of multiple pages of information. And at the last meeting, January 8th, you appointed me as the point of contact for this project. I have the packet here with all the stuff in it. On the first page is more or less just the review of the agenda. Key things here. Go down to in-kind tracking, keeping track of the hours. Also, this is a 75% funded federal grant, 25% is in-kind. So any fees incurred by Mike and stuff is the township's portion to absorb. And any other things, stuff like that. I mean, just say I made myself some notes here to make sure I try to cover everything briefly. As a point of contact, I've become more or less like the instant commander of this. Where all these individuals are supposed to bring this information to me. I have the CD-ROM here they want this paperwork and these worksheets all done electronically and then emailed to them. So on the second page, at the bottom of the page, there's a list of people that should be involved with this. Floodplain administrator, building code official, municipal engineer, land use planner, the town clerk, the mayor, the administrator, municipal CFO, finance and public works, police official, fire official, EMS official.
That's it?
That's
Is
it.
that it?
Wow.
And there's a bunch
pastor?
of information to be disseminated out, do research on, and then bring back, and then fill out these things. And right now, initially, what I've been planning to do is try to get some of this out. Mike is being forthcoming. He knows what he's got to do. And I think in the list there, what I've seen, Greenwich master plan is pretty close. The copy of that has to be, there's lists of things that we're in better shape than other towns are. But then there's other things on, for example, OEM before we went to the New Jersey EM grants, where all that's electronic. All the old paperwork stuff for Tropical Storm Lee, and all them storms, the snowstorm Halloween, that's all paper in my file here that I got to go back and insert past hazards and time and money and stuff that was expended as a worksheet in here. And point blank is part of my little speech here is if we're going to be involved in this and make this, I need to use time when I'm here as a DPW to do some of this. The hazard mitigation program for the generator. Last night I was up till 1 o'clock completing that application for additional, and the night before I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning. I was here at 6:30 for work. So I'm going to need to integrate some of this, set this meeting to meet with these people during my work schedule here. This month I'm here, fortunate that there's not
There's not a lot of snow, there's not a lot of,
things going
no
on.
grass cutting.
Right.
Snowing.
Right.
Agreed.
Stuff.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Joe, if you could just,
Do we need something?
if you could just
Document.
document that time.
Oh, I have to,
Yeah.
because that comes into our part of our
75%.
share.
Right.
It has to, I gotta put it in this here, there's an Excel spreadsheet that I'm gonna use. Everybody we meet, we gotta come up with a time.
Hey, Joe?
An amount figure.
If you need to segregate your time, like DPW and other activities, can we make use of the time clock for him? And is that more
And
efficient than
separate-
him
Add an OEM.
trying to keep all this?
Well, it's listed as employee number based off of payroll.
Oh, yeah, it's not tied to payroll, he's got to start.
Just do it the old
He's got to start.
Do it the old way.
Like I
Just
said,
do
I
it.
got
Do the
Excel
old way.
spreadsheet, and it's pretty, I got a calendar and stuff, I just got handwrite calendar time that I'm using, and then I'll add it to the Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
I didn't, like, can I interject there,
Oh,
Joe?
no, sure.
Yeah, I mean, Joe and I were both at this meeting today. And I didn't have a chance to talk to him at the end of the meeting, but I stayed and I talked to Paul Miller for a while. My take on this, my thought was that the best way to orchestrate this is to attempt to try and get all this done by February 19th, is to schedule for you as the primary point of contact in Greenwich, to schedule a meeting with these players. Me, Kim, obviously,
Here's the work.
yeah, we
Research,
right.
and then come back.
You gotta,
At another meeting, and we start.
okay, so we're, yeah, and let's not, we can talk offline about the details of this, but it's none of my business at all, but his request right there, I don't know how in God's green earth he would ever be able to get all his work done. I mean, it was, I happen to be sitting next to someone from Independence Township during this meeting today. And I thought halfway through, I turned and I'm like, are you kidding me? It was, I was like pretty much overwhelmed. So there's a lot to do,
And so little
it's
time to
important-
get
and
it done.
It's important that we do it. Now, the only,
This was just one phase. They're talking about getting ready to submit by the end of summer. This is only phase one in this worksheet stuff, and then they're planning a late spring meeting, and that's in the part on the front page there, upcoming mandatory meetings. And these people that are involved with this, doing this, they want to do a municipal workshop spring 2015, and then FEMA's going to be there for a mitigation strategic meeting late spring 2015 for any questions and stuff like that.
they have to
They're gonna
have the
notify.
plan submitted to FEMA by the end of the year for FEMA to review and then adopt the beginning of next year. That's the goal.
That's
Are
the
there
goal.
any grant dollars available through FEMA in order to offset this?
The grant money, the county's already applied for it, that's why they have this
That's the
outfit doing this.
75%, 25% you talked about earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
And now, yes, our Greenwich Township's plan, the other thing I called out is Greenwich Township's plan is going to be included in the county plan. But every municipality is it's an annex. It's like the emergency operating plan has an annex. So in the county plan, there's going to be a folder that's Greenwich Township's plan. We'll have our hazard mitigation plan on file here also. So it's at a county level, but Greenwich Township's going to be inserted in there, and of course we'll have our plan there too. And this is like Mike said, this is how the town's getting the generator now. Part of the hazard mitigation plan at the county. The prior plan before 2011, there was no plan. 2011 they established a plan, and Warren County jumped in with Sussex and Morris. It was a three-county deal, and they put something together back then, and generators on public buildings was one of the lines. That's how we ended up with the Sandy grant funding and stuff like that. But like Mike said, if you don't participate, even storm response, there'll be the debris we cleaned up with Hurricane Sandy. That money will not be available for they will.
Well, we're certainly glad we have got you in that
Oh,
position
absolutely.
there,
Seriously,
Joe.
dude.
Seriously. Well,
Oh
we
my God.
understand. Yeah.
Good move.
Do what you have to do.
we definitely...
Yeah, we support you.
We would support you in doing that for us.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Joe.
Thank
As
you.
always.
Do we need a
Joe,
motion for Joe to...
don't hesitate asking me for
Yeah.
anything either, you know, I'm around.
No, you're, I'm gonna need somebody to bounce some things off.
Right, so,
Take care of something.
If you're gonna make a motion, I would recommend you include me in the motion, so I'm gonna have definitely some input.
So address the mitigation hazard update plan.
yes.
So need a motion to authorize township engineer, working with, what capacity are you in?
OEM.
OEM
Coordinator.
Actually, at the last meeting, you designated me point of contact for the hazard mitigation planning already.
Yeah.
Okay, working
Gonna
in
be the work as well.
The POC.
POC.
the
POC of the HMP with our township engineer,
Uh-huh.
MF.
For OEM.
Authorize them to use hours within the course of the day of business, depends
Yeah.
upon what the needs are.
Depending upon the needs.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'll make that motion.
Second.
Comment. Roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay. Mike, anything else?
We were still on my report,
Were we on like item one?
I am more than concluded, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, two housekeeping things. We have a bill list in front of us. I'm gonna make a motion, but I'm subtracting some things out.
I just ask a question, Mike. You know that you're the floodplain administrator, right?
Yes.
We voted the
Okay,
last
we
one, yeah.
voted that. You weren't here, but we voted for you for that?
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
They're in the mail.
All right.
Anything today, and I was...
I was like, did you know he's that? He wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
Okay, so,
Add that to your resume.
while Joe was speaking, I was adding up numbers where I was doing
What?
arithmetic over here to figure this out. I stripped out, and this is for Kim to make note of. Okay. I'm stripping out the Edmunds software maintenance agreements.
But you said that you wanted the maintenance, then you wanted that monthly?
Yeah, so beginning, well, with new CFO, we'll start it 11 months, starting February, and that comes, I can detail them out for you, all right, in terms of what items they are. And Elaine identified a miscategorization, COA funds. All right?
You put under the COA reserve expenditures, the Finelli Consulting bill, open space / COA for services.
No, it got changed, but one open space got switched over to...
Okay, so
The
what,
one that that was marked as the color, it is the open space.
yeah, but COA can't come out of the trust fund.
No, we didn't charge about color, we charged about open space. I need to see the bill.
Okay.
The bill is
All right,
one...
well,
Oh, okay.
I remember it.
no, not remove it, recategorize it,
Okay.
all right? So if we strip
Because we
it,
don't want to make any mistakes in the COA trust fund.
No, we
Yeah.
do not want to
so
do that.
we'll, after the motion, we'll go through this and find and see, because we're looking at the bill list in the agenda. If it was changed after that, then it would appear differently in this stack. So we'll
In
figure it out.
addition to that, Glacial Energy,
Thank you.
in addition to that, Glacial Energy appears again for $910.50, and we pulled that last year.
Yeah, we'll pull it. We'll pull that one. All right, so those subtractions come to a total of $16,125.50. If you subtract that from $162,911.96, you come up with a total of $146,786.46.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion to approve the bill list for $146,786.46.
I'll second it. As amended.
Comment? One comment is the recategorization of $1,805, which we'll prove out.
Double check that. It should not come out of COA trust at all.
And roll call.
Bailey?
Yes.
Briella?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you as a school temp?
We'll add the school separate motion.
Check and see if the school temp is due February 1st.
Do I have an amount?
It's in there. It's one of the first ones I signed it.
Not $65? I'll prove that.
No, it shouldn't be.
It's a huge amount. Where is it?
Yes.
It's huge.
It's,
Well, it was loose, but when they signed it, they put it in there.
Okay. Motion to open up meeting to public comment.
Motion.
Second.
Aye.
Second public comment.
Here you go.
Oh, no. I thought you were done, Joe.
As you asked me for comment, and I wasn't sure, so I found something. In the demolition of the trailer out there, we're dependent at the dumpster company. I don't want to tear this apart, have it laying around there, so it may not have to start tomorrow. So we had the delivery of the dumpster.
Understood.
Okay,
Understood.
Monday's
I don't
Understood.
know how many we're going to need. We'll start off with one and see how it goes.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
All right, that was the only thing that
I know, and I noticed
for the fact.
all the electrical has been
We
cut.
have the electric disconnected, yes, but the line is still running under the ground there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make that safe in case we're going to put
But
something
it
else
is
in.
disconnected from the power source at this time. And just along the fact, once that's out of there, is that maybe we should look into a light back there because it is dark there now that is lit up.
We have the line run anyway.
Evaluated that.
Yeah, we got power,
Yes, there's power. There's
Perfect.
source
literally
there,
and figuratively.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Good.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe. Anybody else? Motion to close public comment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Last item. I got this form. Who does it go to? This is the zoning complaint form that we'd like to have on the web. Frank made
already
updates.
doctored it up. I have to,
Wow, okay.
Frank
I'll,
doctored it.
Can you
I'll give it to
work-
Cindy, and
okay.
I'll work with Cindy to
You
have
can
it
work
done.
that
Yeah.
magic?
Yeah, unless you want to do it. Did you look like you wanted to grab it? Did you?
Yeah, because I know he made some edits, so it needs.
Give it to Kim. Okay, you want to do that then?
You want to retype it, or you want us to send it to Cindy and let her redo it?
Why don't we just give it to Cindy and let her create the form so that it's a usable form that it could be filled out online? So,
Okay.
and then when they click send, it goes right to Dave.
Before it gets posted, Frank wants to.
Okay. Okay.
Frank to review.
The pharmacist at ShopRite would understand your edits. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, wow. I honestly thought I had bad handwriting. That's impressive, Dr. Tadeo. Is that 3 times daily? What is that? Wow.
Okay, these are 2 separate payments.
One was the,
Check 1915.
yeah, that paid
For January.
There was 2 amounts. One was, the auditor gave the approval on that, and that was what was due in January that we did.
821
Yeah.
plus 495.
800 and some thousand is due February 1st. He said today when he was there, make sure it gets approved tonight. It's on the bill list, whatever. We got to get this approved so that it gets to the school
For the 1st of February. Do we have direct deposit or
No,
electronic
the check
transfer?
needs- The check needs to be processed, and their business administrator comes and picks it up, and that's what he wants. And it was never set up last year.
Can we
Okay.
work with the new CFO to get it set up for an electronic
It should be
transfer?
electronic transfer. Does it?
Yes.
Yep.
She'll have it set up for February, I'm sure.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve bill pay for February 1st, 2015, in the amount of $821,848.25 for the school district.
I'll second.
Comment? Roll call?
Bailey's?
Yes.
Ayala?
Yes.
Savari?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Any other old or new business? Hearing none.
Next month, we may talk about having a joint, depending upon which way the litigation goes with the COA, we may want to think about having a joint meeting with the school. Okay?
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.
We do this.